All right, welcome back to Laid Back Reacts. Today we got a good one for you. We got GSP, Georgia State Police chases. So without further ado, like, subscribe, comment, and let's get into it.
On September 12, 2023, a Douglas County deputy spotted a blue Dodge Challenger with dark tint cruising down Interstate 20. The driver initially pulled over like he was going to comply, but the moment the trooper stepped out, that V8 roared to life. The driver slammed the gas and the high-speed chase was on through Georgia.
Oh, whoa, he almost lost it right there. Let's see what his state police got on him. Or that probably was just a regular Hemi. But he moving, boy. He up there. He almost out of sight. That's
Even
one
though
thing.
the Challenger had a huge head start and plenty of horsepower, the trooper didn't back down. He stayed locked in, closing the distance fast.
That's one thing I noticed though. Traffic don't never move over. Traffic always want to be in the way. Did he get off and then get right back on? That's about the dumbest driver ever. That looked like a...
The Georgia trooper executed a flawless pit maneuver, pure GSP precision, sending the Challenger spinning into the cable barrier, but the driver still wasn't done.
Hands up! 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 Get on the ground! Get on the ground! On the ground! On the ground! On the ground!
He ain't going but so far. He hurting.
42-year-old Jeffrey Oliver Williams of Mississippi jumped out and ran into the woods but didn't make it far. Once caught, troopers found 25,000 ecstasy pills containing meth worth over $400,000. Williams...
That's why he ran. That's why he ran. It wasn't the speed. That's why he ran. But he was hurting, boy. You could tell he was hurting when he got out that car. He ain't try to run at all. Then he did a little old man jog across the highway. He hurting.
was charged with felony, fleeing, drug trafficking, obstruction, and more. That excuse, "The car isn't mine," didn't save him. He got 10 years in state prison and 20 years of probation.
Let me go back for a second.
Didn't save him. He got 10 years in...
Look at that. Yeah, look at that. That's a good buzz for him. Look at him. He happy, boy. Happy. Hey. One
state
for
prison
GSP.
and 20 years of probation to think about that small crime that turned into a very big one. On December 31st, 2021, Georgia State Patrol Trooper Zachary Walker saw a black Lexus blow through a red light in Savannah. He tried to stop it for the violation, but the moment the blue lights came on, Zachary Rivers floored it. The GSP locked on, and the chase tore through city streets as Rivers ran stop signs and drove on the wrong side of the road.
All right, now. You better hold on to that road. That Lexus is moving now. It's getting it.
Since it was just past midnight, traffic was almost gone, giving Rivers the freedom to push 110 miles per hour through Savannah's narrow streets. For a while, it looked like he had open road and pure luck on his side, until he met the one car that changed everything.
T-bone. Know he feeling that. Body hurting. All balled up inside that little Lexus. He hurt him, boy.
The Prius struck the Lexus, sending it flipping several times before landing upside down, completely totaled. Rivers crawled out injured, and troopers found $20,000 in cash and a loaded Glock with an extended mag inside. As a convicted felon, he was hit with charges for felony fleeing, firearm possession, reckless driving, and DUI refusal, crimes that could earn him up to 10 years in prison.
That's why he ran. That convicted felon in that possession of a firearm. I want to go back for a sec. I want y'all to look at this. Look how this Prius hit this thing, man. Hit this Lexus. Look like a linebacker in the NFL coming out of left field.
The Prius struck the Lexus, sending it flipping several times before landing upside down, completely totaled. Rivers crawled out injured, and troopers found 20,000 felon and
All right, next.
On May
That's
30th,
two for GSP.
2021, Corporal Youngblood with the Georgia State Patrol spotted a street racer blasting down Interstate 75 North at over 100 miles per hour. This wasn't his first run-in that night. He'd already outrun another GSP trooper just a few hours earlier. When Youngblood hit the lights, the racer doubled down, turning a late-night joyride into another high-stakes pursuit through Atlanta.
Is that a Supra? It's pulling away, though. Whatever it is, it's pulling away. That ain't no Honda. Not that fast. That car moving though. It's holding his own now. Bottom out right there.
The racer pushed his car past 140 miles per hour, weaving through traffic, using the emergency lane, and even cutting his headlights to vanish in the dark. But when the Georgia State Patrol is after you twice in one night, you're just begging for trouble. With multiple GSP units and a helicopter joining the chase, the street racer's luck was burning out fast.
Man, I would have went home after that first time. First time getting away, I would have went home. Oh, he drippy. He driffy, I mean, driffy. He driffy around that corner. Man, I'd be too scared to be driving that fast. I ain't even gonna lie. Oh, he done crippled the car. Yeah, it's over with now. Go on, pit him. Oh.
Pursuit tore through city streets until the racer lost control and slammed into a curb, destroying the car. He bailed out barefoot, dodged a taser, and disappeared into the dark. But troopers found his phone, open beer, and shoes inside. Once identified, the street racer faced felony fleeing and reckless driving, charges that could land him up to 5 years in prison.
How you get probation?
On
That's how you
December
get.
17th, 2021, in Paulding County, Georgia, 31-year-old Isaiah Frank was flying down Hiram Sudi Road at 84 miles per hour in a 45 zone. With his 5-year-old daughter, Jada, strapped in the back seat, he chose to gamble her safety.
See, that's a problem. That's a big problem. If you're going to run and you're going to have fun out here, leave the kids at home.
Just to avoid a traffic stop.
684 pound, I'm fixing to beat 1080. Hiram Sudi headed to Bill Carruth's blue Mustang white racing stripes 1080.
He must know that back road because he is moving.
Bad 1050, bad 1050 in the school bus, bad 1050 in the school bus.
Oh, his kid and everybody else's kid.
Hands up!
Putting his daughter in danger wasn't enough. Frank pushed it further. He lost control during the chase, slammed into the back of a school bus full of kids, and crashed into a ditch. Troopers found a loaded Glock near the driver's seat and 5-year-old Jada still in the back. She was safely pulled from the wreck and taken to the hospital to be checked out. 2 kids on the bus were also hurt.
Thank you that the kids were safe, that's all. He could have lost his life. Sad, but as long as the kids okay.
Jump right here. You got anything on me? Gonna poke, stick me, stab me, anything like that?
Frank was charged with felony fleeing, reckless driving, and gun possession, facing years in prison for turning a traffic stop into a crash scene full of children. On July 21st, 2022, deputies in Turner County, Georgia, tried pulling over a speeding Toyota Corolla on I-75. Behind the wheel was 28-year-old Javont Davis from Ohio. Instead of stopping, Davis floored it while his own children sat inside the car.
See, that's what I be talking about. How you gonna not care about your own children?
Davis was so reckless that 5 more units had to join the chase.
I call that selfish, though. When you don't care about nobody else but yourself, not your own children, it's selfish. And I want to do highway patrol with GSP. Do they know that their kids are in their car? Especially when they do that.
Even after being hit with pit maneuvers several times, he fought back, slamming into patrol cars while weaving through traffic at dangerous speeds. Meanwhile, his children were trapped in the middle of his selfish run.
You gotta be a convicted felon and a gun in the car. Man, y'all need to go end it. He out there playing bumper cars, ain't he? There you go. You got to end that. I think this is over. That's the best thing. Get them off the road. That front wheel drive ain't gonna go so far with that front tire missing. There we go. Got a car full and he ended up smoking.
Deputies finally used a pit on the Corolla and boxed it in. When they tried pulling him out, they had to smash the car window. And inside, Davis was calmly smoking pot, the same way he had been the entire chase. He was sentenced to 8 years in Georgia, and after that, he'll be extradited to Ohio to face up to 14 more years for armed robbery.
Man, he need to be gone for
On February 1st,
a mile,
2025, Atlanta PD's Zone 4 Crime Suppression Unit noticed a vehicle linked to an armed robbery in Hapeville. The car stopped for a moment, then peeled out. The ACE unit took over and the chase was on across southwest Atlanta.
You missed it.
All right, we're southbound. Stand by for a second.
I just was hoping that SUV came from out of nowhere and just tore him up, but too good to be true.
We're gonna be in front of the Georgia International Convention Center. Show them names. 16 alcohol, 16 alcohol. Show them names.
From the convention center on Main.
16 alcohol, 16 alcohol.
The suspects pushed the vehicle hard, weaving through traffic. But the ACE unit executed a precise pit maneuver. The car spiraled out of control, rolling and sliding to a stop. One suspect bolted on foot while the other stayed behind, trapped by the wreck.
Still running. Thought he lost. Get up and get him. Y'all put a perimeter and hold tight. He in there somewhere.
Where you got him?
Get the dog out.
Get the fuck out!
Police quickly arrested 34-year-old Datavius Waller and 34-year-old Juwan McKinnon after the crash. The two were turned over to Hateville police, who charged them in connection with the armed robbery. In Georgia, that crime alone carries 10 to 20 years in prison, and after a high-speed
They need all
pursuit on
20.
top of it. Arkansas
20.
state troopers are famous for their deadly pit maneuver and no-mercy mentality, but Georgia troopers aren't far behind. On January 19, 2023, 35-year-old Amy Humans Paget made the mistake of running from GSP
Pageant.
in a white
No
Nissan
beauty pageant,
Murano
though. No
with a
beauty
shattered
pageant.
rear window. What began as a reckless escape through yards and crowded streets was about to spiral into a crash that would cost her everything.
It's a white Nissan Murano, tall metal gun, 7 lines, TAJ 7 told it just ran from this vehicle just 180 from the channel.
Just a thought and a little advice. Don't run from the GSP or Arkansas State. Hey, you know what? Don't run from no police. Pull over. Take the ticket. Fight it in court.
Richard, we're 1080. Don't worry about who initiated. We're trying to chase this car right now. Go. Okay. Get some
Report back to your primary thank you.
Hold on. Just let it go for a second. We want to get a little bit more speed before we try.
Tags are leaning, so more than likely they're fake or expired.
On the side. Try to get behind them.
It's almost like a proven fact. If your tags are not properly secured, more than likely they're expired or fictitious.
Hold on. Stop. Slow down. Let it get past. Okay, go. Hey, now, get on the side. We're setting up the pit. 204 eastbound. Hit it. Stop. Okay, hold on. Get in the middle of the road.
That must be a trainee he talking to. Someone who's fairly new. That was a good pit.
Okay, hold on. Get in the middle of the road.
Sad part is that's probably where that lady lived at. Lived out of that
Trooper Cadet
vehicle.
Newsall lined up at high speed and hit a ruthless pit. The Murano smashed into a concrete median and violently overturned, crushing metal and scattering debris across road. It was the kind of precision strike that shows why Georgia troopers are almost as feared as Arkansas. Paget wasn't wearing a seatbelt and was ejected from the SUV. EMS rushed in as troopers secured the scene, but her injuries were too severe. She later died at the hospital. On April
God
6,
rest her soul.
2024,
God
Georgia
bless her
State
soul.
Patrol got a bolo for a black Nissan, wanted for felony shoplifting out of Locust Grove. Trooper Williams spotted it on Interstate 75 northbound.
I always say if you steal, you'll kill. Not really true, but I'm pretty sure that they have stole a lot.
And moved in to confirm the tag. When the lights came on, Haley Bott slammed the gas, and the GSP locked on as the chase roared through Henry County.
Too much traffic now. You lost that pit.
Up on the 235.
They're pushing that car to the limit. It's already hurting.
Bott weaved across lanes, ripped through the emergency lane, and even forced cars off the interstate. With traffic thinned out, she...
I was looking at that airplane. I just had a thought of it just falling on top of that car, ending the whole chase.
Pushed the Altima past 110 miles per hour, thinking she could outrun the Georgia State Patrol.
She about to blow that Altima up.
They taking the 285. They taking 285. We're now at the 285.
Just think you driving down the highway, headed home, and you end up in the middle of a chase like this.
They just forced the car from officer to the shoulder. Still going towards 285, going west, 285. West, 285.
There it go.
Pit.
Oh, it's done.
Pit. Start 52.
Trooper Williams performed a pit maneuver, sending the Altima into both concrete walls before coming to rest completely totaled. Bott's knee was shattered, leaving her stuck in the driver's seat, unable to move, while troopers arrested her partner in crime outside the car. She now faces felony, fleeing, reckless driving, and false tag charges. Up to 10 years in prison, a broken knee, a wrecked car, and 10 years behind bars, all for a shoplifting spree.
All for a few $100s.
On October 15th, 2022, Georgia State Patrol Trooper Freeman was cruising along Interstate 20 when a black Mercedes-Benz blew past, doing 98 miles per hour in a 70 zone. The driver, Malik Bradford, had 2 passengers and apparently zero common sense. When the blue lights came on, he refused to stop. And once the mighty Georgia troopers lock on, the outcome is never in your favor.
Man, I noticed one thing about all these people. They got too much time on their hand. Too much. No way I'd be out here risking my life. When I was younger, you know, granted I had some fun, but now I wouldn't risk my life for nothing in the world like this. Got too much to lose. Gotta be a parent car or a friend, somebody else's car. Cause ain't nowhere in the world he's doing that to his own. I don't know who car sounding like that. Is it state trooper? I mean the highway, no GSP, or is it that car in front? But it sounds like it's got some power. Yeah, they ain't going far. Not far at all.
Show me your hand! Show me your hand!
Bradford lost control, slid off the highway, and smashed into power lines and a junction box. The Mercedes was completely totaled, and the smell inside was stronger than an alcohol factory. It looked like they'd been partying until the blue lights interrupted it. Troopers found 5 empty liquor bottles
Young
and a
and dumb.
half-finished tequila inside. Bradford reeked of booze,
Look
his
at him.
eyes bloodshot, his words slurred. He was charged with felony fleeing, DUI, reckless driving, and speeding, facing up to 8 years in prison. On May 31st, 2022, Georgia State Patrol jumped in.
That's something else I don't understand. Why get on the road knowing you are intoxicated or under the influence and risking everybody's
Harrison County
life?
Deputies chasing a green Honda speeding east on Interstate 20 from Alabama. The driver, Lenny Davis Brown, had no tag and a history of running. Just last week, he ditched deputies and tossed out drugs mid-chase. And this time he chose the wrong state to run and the wrong car to do it in.
Hey, he said he gotta go. He gotta get home. Started about to ride up on the back of that ramp on that trailer and get stopped. That would be funny to see. That would have been fun.
Brown pushed that Honda to over 100 miles per hour, slicing through traffic, brushing past a pickup and a semi like he had a death wish. He was seconds away from disaster.
Well, you can't see you out this side anyway. He ain't got no mirror. So he didn't even see that coming.
The pit sent the Honda flying off the road in a violent crash that totaled the car. Brown tried to crawl out, but he'd broken multiple bones from the impact. Deputies pulled him out and called EMS before hauling him to jail. Now he's facing up to 10 years in prison for felony fleeing and reckless driving, all because he thought a Honda could survive a Georgia State Patrol pit. On February 28, 2025, Atlanta police got a call about a vehicle break-in where suspects pulled guns on the victim. A citywide bolo went out and the ACE unit spotted the getaway car on Interstate 20 eastbound. When officers tried to stop it, the driver hit the gas and the chase was on.
We'll be in pursuit 20 eastbound.
That is the wrong vehicle to run. It's top heavy and it don't handle curves good, man. So they get a good pit on him. He gonna flip probably. He probably gonna flip.
Turns out these suspects were teens, but they were dangerous and well armed. As they sped down the interstate, they started tossing guns out the windows to ditch evidence.
Medium traffic.
Dang, YNs. Is he gonna flip? Nah, he held it. Nah, he held it. He didn't hit no wall. Now he think he invincible now. He think he can do anything now. Oh, she got him.
Send it, Jazz, I got it. Send it. Second pit. Stand by, box in.
Oh, he driving. Oh, there were the guns.
They're throwing guns out. Box them. Watch up, Jazz.
He jump out of that car, run right over him. Run over him. Is he giving up for real? Hands
the teens
up.
were pulled out at gunpoint and arrested on the spot. But the real crime here wasn't the robbery or the gun. It was their names. They sounded more like they were forming a boy band, not a smart criminal group.
And he had a pink one. All right. I want to say thank you for watching the video. Please come back and join me for another one soon. And until next time, take care of yourself and each one. Peace.